Hi everyone, I'm Brad Weber and I'm here with Elena Gerstmann, the Inform's Executive Director, and we are officially in the countdown for 2022.
I love it.
It's
Love
so
it.
exciting.
Love it.
So I'm so thrilled to be back as a host, and thank you for having me back.
Of course.
And here we go. So what are you most looking forward to when we get to Indianapolis?
Just being there, being in person, seeing folks. I mean, this will be my first all in-person conference, right? So I joined in July of 2020, right in the middle of COVID, and then we had virtual, then we had hybrid, and this is all in person. So I am ecstatic.
Well, we have that in common. That was my
Yeah.
first in-person one too,
Yeah.
so here we go. So when you think back to the 2021 annual meeting, what were some of the highlights of that meeting that really resonated with you?
I mean, I think, this is an easy answer, which is just meeting people. It's not, I got to meet board of directors who I talk to all the time for the first time. I got to meet members, so putting names to faces, faces to names, and then just seeing how the staff, I mean, Informs has about 50 staff members, many of who work on the meeting, and just seeing what it takes to put a conference on. It was great. So proud of them, and so proud of how we did that, and just seeing it all in action was just fabulous.
It really was. I had such a blast. The members, attendees were so open, so friendly, great energy. I really enjoyed seeing, just the action around the exhibit hall, all the plenaries, the career fair, the posters, and of course that wonderful reception outside. So
Oh yeah, that was great.
that was
Good
great.
food. That was the food
Very
truck
good
day,
food.
yeah.
Very good food. So I was recently reading in HQ Highlights your top 22 reasons why someone should be attending the meeting this year. And let's dive into those. And what are some of those
Sure.
that are top of mind for you?
Brad, did you get it? 22 reasons to go to 2022?
I did get that.
Okay, just making sure that people got that.
It wasn't lost on me.
Yeah, okay, excellent. So I came up with 22 reasons with, off the top of my head. I mean, I'm excited not just for the in-person, but we have some great plenaries planned. All of our plenaries and keynotes are great. And then the concurrent sessions, we're trying something new this year, which is this is the year to pilot. In terms of the types of talks that are being given, in terms of the number of posters and flash sessions and invited sessions. Wednesday's a bit different this year. And, that's all to the programming committee, which is made up of volunteers. The organizing committee, Informs is a member-driven organization, and the volunteers are leading the way with experimentation for our first in-person event during COVID.
Yeah, no. Well, you also mentioned Al Roth and Cynthia Rudin. So what
Yeah.
resonates with you and what's the highlight there?
I mean, how do I say this without, so many of our speakers are rock stars. Al Roth won a Nobel Prize.
That was amazing.
Okay, Cynthia Rudin is a rock star. So we have so many rock stars. So I don't want to just say Alan and Cynthia, but Al and Cynthia, right? and then so many other folks to add to that. I mean, this community is full of people who are making a difference in the world. Right? The world needs a strong Informs, and thankfully we have so many members who have that torch and say, you know what, the world will be a better, safer, more just place if we have better decision making. And these are just two of so many people that we have who are leading that way. So I can't wait to be in the audience. I can't wait to just to hear what they're saying.
Absolutely. Well, another major outcome, and you mentioned this as well, is about the career fair. And my gosh, what a time for careers at this point. So talk a little bit about the career fair.
So we're doing well with the career fair in terms of making sure that we have great companies and great universities there. The job market right now is just, there's not, especially for industry, there's just not enough people to fill the positions. And certainly for academia, always a competitive market, but we're putting the right people in the room in terms of talking to our attendees. And so both sides of the equation, I think we're doing a nice job for the 2022 career fair. So we're looking forward to that. And then things have changed since since 2019. I mean, I wasn't here, but what can we learn from the 2022 experience better to serve our attendees and our sponsors and exhibitors, and let's keep building on our successes.
Absolutely. So while there's a lot of work that happens at the annual meeting, there's also some play. So why don't you highlight some of the more social and some of the play activities that are going to be happening?
Wait, I I get to play? Excellent, great. No, there's
Yes.
some, you know, I'm looking forward to, you know, there's a first ever LGBTQ plus reception, and that's part of our Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Ambassadors Program. So a few volunteers raised their hand and said, hey, can we do this? And DEI committee said, sure, and here's a little bit of money, seed money, to go ahead and do that. And as a member of that community, I'm looking forward to attending that. And then we just have so many great receptions. Unfortunately, sometimes receptions are at the same time, but I'm looking forward to the WORMS reception. So as you know, WORMS is our Women in OR and MS group, and supposedly that's the reception to go to. And last year, I didn't go to that reception, but typically I guess there's lines and stuff like that, so I can't wait for that. So the receptions and just the coffee in between the sessions.
Yeah.
I love the hallway conversation. And between now and, you know, in the last 2 years since I've been here, I've met hundreds, if not over 1,000 people through one-on-one or one-on-two Zooms. And I just can't wait to be on an escalator going up and someone's going down and says, oh, I know you.
Exactly.
So that's what I'm looking forward to. And that's fun. That as an extrovert, you know, that fuels me.
And you know, it's so funny you say about the coffee. There's so much about networking, and you know that organic networking that happens that you know inside is just incredible. So there's also something else new. It's called the Freestyle OR Expo. Talk a little bit about that.
So it's actually not that new. I mean, we've had it a little bit.
Okay.
So this is this real world challenge, like a live game show. Honestly, I have not seen it. So I'm excited because you know, a lot of our papers are theoretical, and this is, you know, this is something that Carrie Beam, one of our Rockstar members, came up with, and she leads it, and I can't wait for it.
Great. So let's talk a little bit about numbers and attendees. So wow, a third of the attendees will be here for the first time. So as a first-time attendee in person, you know, what do you recommend that they do or make sure they check out?
Definitely stay hydrated. And meet people.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the things when you go to your first conference, and certainly I've been to many first conferences in my past in terms of different associations, is you know the people you came with. You know, either the people in your department, either faculty or graduate students. Meet new people, because I think that's where the beauty of conferences come into place. And this is, you know, where like you're going to meet someone at this conference that you might do collaborative work with in 10 years or 20 years or 30 years, or you're going to meet someone who's going to give you a job in 5 years or 15 years. So it's about meeting people and forming those connections. What are you working on? You know, where'd you go to school? Where do you go to school? Do you have kids? You know, just meet people would be my recommendation, and just pace yourself. I mean, because of our different, the pilot of the scheduling, we are back to back to back to back to back to back to back, and there's another back in there. I'm sure, you know, lunch, there's no official lunch break.
Right.
You know, it says eat lunch when you're not in a session. So pace yourself, stay hydrated.
Pace yourself, stay hydrated. Remember those words. So, well, I am so excited to be there with you, and here we go. So thank you so much for having me again.
Brad, you didn't mention, you see I have Informs orange.
Wow,
on
oh, there
today?
you go, there you go.
Okay, you didn't mention that.
I'm sorry, I guess I got some blue going, so
Okay.
hey, look at us.
Excellent.
We didn't plan it.
So, thanks for having me.
Pleasure,
I'll
good
see
to see
everybody.
you.
Yep.
Thank you.